Welcome to the Freehold Regional High School District Virtual College Fair. Oh boy, we have a great lineup of institutions for you to hear from this evening. But before I turn it over to them, I just have a couple of housekeeping items for you. One, this is a webinar, so your camera and your microphone are off. Our panelists cannot see or hear you this evening. Next, this is being recorded this evening, and so you will have an opportunity to hear this and all the other sessions that are being recorded tonight within 1 week at strivescan.com/FRHSD. We also know that you're going to have some questions this evening, and our panelists want to make sure that you leave tonight with your questions answered. So at any time, you're welcome to put your questions in the Q&A feature at the bottom of the screen. Type out your question and then also note the institution you're directing your question to so our panelists can answer that appropriately. You also don't have to wait for a certain institution to present in order to ask your question. Just go ahead and type it in and list the institution that you're interested in having answer your question. Finally, this is a 6x6 program, which means that each institution, we have 6, only gets 6 minutes to share information with you. And so it'll go really fast. It's going to be really fun. And it's an awesome way to learn about 6 schools in 45 minutes. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our first presenter. Up first, you're going to get to hear from the Universal Technical Institute. Mark, take it away whenever you're ready.
Okay, share my screen. All right, so hope everybody out there, welcome everybody. My name is Mark Falacy. I am the admissions representative for Universal Technical Institute, and my contact information is on the screen. At any point you have in the future, you want to reach out to me, take a screenshot, save this information, and I'm always available to answer any of your questions that we might not get to answer this evening. And you'll see the QR code there on several slides. You can scan that and use that to get into our database and request information and receive information about our school in the future. So one thing is to start off, we are different than anybody else in this group. So we are a technical school. We're not an academic college. We are a technical school. We train technicians in the transportation industries. You can see on the map, we are a national school as well. We have campuses located throughout the country. Our closest campus is Bloomfield, New Jersey. It's about an hour from where most of you will live, an hour or less. We also have a campus in Exton, Pennsylvania, which is a couple of hours from where you live. Hang on, what's going on? Sorry about that, just got distracted by the chat button. We also have a campus in Exton, Pennsylvania, not too far from where you live. If you want to live away from home and have that experience and still be close enough to get home on the weekends, you could do that, or you can go to one of our destination campuses across the country. On the bottom right, you can see the curriculums that we offer throughout the country. One more thing about us, we are the #1 school in the country when it comes to training technicians in the transportation industries. Nobody graduates more technicians into the transportation industries than Universal Technical Institute. We are the premier school out there. What you see on the screen now are the disciplines that we offer. I'm not going to read them out. They're pretty obvious. You can see what they are. Career-specific technical training. In our Bloomfield campus, we do offer automotive, diesel, auto diesel, and welding. Beginning July of this year, we offer a welding program as well. And we have a Ford manufacturer-specific training program at the Bloomfield campus in New Jersey. The slide you see here is pretty much what you're going to do. This is where you're going to spend half of your time. Where half of our time is hands-on, half of our time is classroom environment. And we provide all the tools and the equipment for you when you come to our school. We also teach differently than all the other colleges out here. We do one subject at a time for 3 weeks at a time for 51 weeks in a year. So it's an accelerated, intense training program where you graduate in 12 to 18 months from all of our curriculums. But it's not a shortcut because you do go to school about 25 hours per week for 51 weeks in a year. So it's year-round school and year-round education. We all know there's a skilled trades gap going on in our country, and we are part of the trades. The left side of this slide, you see what we do, as you saw on the other slide. There's 3 million trade jobs vacant in the country today. We need more people to work in the trades. So if you have that type of interest, it's great opportunities out there for you right now. There's excessive industry demand and not enough people to fill the available jobs. We do offer lifetime career placement. We assist you in all aspects of looking for a job when you leave our school. Lifetime nationwide employment assistance, resume assistance, interview training, scheduling interviews, on-campus career days and interviews. Great things happening in our industry right now for students that graduate from UTI. We have made arrangements with over 4,500 employers in the country to offer tuition reimbursement. And one of the things we think about when we go to school is how are we going to pay for our tuition? Financial aid is available and all those great things and grants and scholarships, things like that. But also we want to think about, when I enter the job market, I have to pay back those loans. So because of the shortage of technicians in our industries, we've been fortunate enough to work together with over 4,500 employer locations across the country to put together tuition reimbursement incentive packages. The three that you see on the screen right here are 3 New Jersey companies, and those companies are all providing extensive tuition reimbursement. In the case of Ray Katina, they are covering 100% of your automotive tuition. So we could talk further about these special programs that are available to you if you graduate from UTI once you get a hold of me. The way it starts out for you is this. If you think this might be something you're interested in and you want to find out more and spend more time with me, you can attend our information session and campus tour coming up on April 20th. Very easily, text yes to my cell number. It's on a screen. That'll start the conversation, and then we'll take it from there. We'll get you set up to attend one of our information sessions. And just so you know, we are working with 2022 graduates beginning June 1st. So that's how early we start working with 2022 graduates. So if you think you have some interest and you want to learn about the school, take a minute or two, use the QR code, scan that, give us a few pieces of information, and we'll be glad to get you some information about us, and we can take the conversation further. And don't forget, April 20th, 7 p.m., virtual campus tour and information session. That's what I got. I'm always available by cell phone, and thank you very much.
Mark, thanks so much to you and Universal Technical Institute. Audience, don't forget, you can put your questions in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen at any point. Just make sure you type out your question and then also note the college or institution that you're directing your question to. Anisha, you are up next from Montclair State University, and you can share your screen at any point.
Great, perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Anisha, and I'm an admissions counselor at Montclair State University. So I'm going to run through my PowerPoints. I'm going to skip through some slides. But Montclair State University is located in Montclair, New Jersey. We're about 12 miles away from New York City, and we have a train station that goes in and out of campus, and it is located like right on campus. We have around 21,000 students total on campus, which is a large number, but our classes tend to be smaller, usually 25 students per class. So you get that one-on-one attention from your professors and really get to know your peers in class. We have over 300 majors and minors and concentrations from students to choose from. All right. So like I said, we have a lot of majors and concentrations, right? But these are just our most popular. A lot of students tend to go for bio, business, psychology, computer science is new to this list, but very popular. Justice studies, also really popular. And educational foundations for elementary teachers. We always get a lot of great students coming in wanting to teach, as well as students who are interested in musical theater, dance, and musical performance. And if you're not sure about what you want to do, I definitely would tell you to consider our undeclared program. We have these discovery tracks, and it's great because say you know you want to work with kids, right? But you're not sure what you want to do with that. It would be like a teacher, social worker, child psychologist. We have tracks for that. So like the education, service, and society track helps you figure that out. We also have 5-year programs where you can get your master's in a certain subject. And it's a great way to save money and time, as well as a 4+1 MBA program where you go take one of the majors listed below and then get your MBA the last year. We have a lot of activities on campus as well. There's over 120 organizations, clubs. We are D3, so we do have sports teams for both men and women, as well as intramural sports if you want to play more for fun. Study abroad is also really popular at Montclair. We work with we have like 200 programs spanning 60 countries. We also do national exchange, which is like study abroad, but within the United States, as well as the Disney program, which is very popular. Students love going down to working in those parks. They're very sad when they have to come back. We do have resident halls on campus, and we are currently doing tours where you can see the inside of resident halls if anyone is interested. You can apply one of two ways, either through Common App or through our website. So whichever works best for you. To apply, just submit your online app. You can submit an essay as well as your letter of recommendation. We just need one, and your transcript. The SAT and ACT scores are completely optional, so you can send them if you want, but it's not required. And our arts programs do require some sort of audition process or portfolio review, so keep that in mind. I'm just going to skip kind of to the end. So we do have scholarships as well. They're based on merit for our in-state and out-of-state students. And with our deadlines, I would say just check our website. We usually have the up-to-date deadlines for anyone who's looking to come for next year. Our early deadline is December 1st, and you find out by December 23rd if you've been accepted. And these are non-binding deadlines. Our big deadline tends to be March 1st. And we have scholarship deadlines for our in-state students, which are typically around January 15th. Just make sure you apply by then. There's no special application process, just apply and we'll review your transcript for a scholarship. And anyone here who may be interested in nursing, which is a newly popular program, please make sure you apply by January 15th. It's a very strict deadline. And my email is listed right here. If you guys want to screenshot it, you can feel free to reach out to me. Check out the website I've listed as well in case you're interested in attending like a webinar or visiting. Like I said, we're doing in-person visits as well as self-guided tours and virtual visits too. So if you're interested in any of these, feel free to check that out, and you can reach out to me if you have any other questions.
Anisha, thanks so much to you and Montclair State University. Next up, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Kean University. Gregory, take it away whenever you're ready.
Thank you. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly. All right, here we go. Good evening, everyone. My name is Greg Benedict. I'm the Assistant Director from Admissions at Kean. In the chat is Carrie Brosnan. She's also one of our admissions counselors, so feel free to ask us questions in the chat throughout the presentation. But Kean University is founded in 1855, but we've grown a lot, at least most recently within the last 10 years or so. Highlighting on your page is some of the new buildings that we have on campus for a lot of our programs. We have over 50 undergraduate programs to choose from, over 60 graduate options to choose from. We have around 15,000 students in total on campus. One of our biggest things right now that's growing is a lot of research opportunities. We've added a lot of new research facilities, some still developing, but we also have expanded into the COVID-19 research platform. But like I said, we have over 50 undergraduate programs to choose from. There are some of them, you can also visit them on our website. Class ratio though is still around 21-to-1 student to teacher ratio. But we also have grown outside of Union, New Jersey, which is where our main campus is located. We have other areas throughout New Jersey, as well as globally. We have a partnership with Ocean County College, so if students want to study there to complete their associate's degree and then stay to complete their bachelor's degree through Kean at their site, you could definitely do that in Toms River. Or if you want to make your primary location the Union campus and take a summer course or so near the Toms River campus, you could definitely do that as well. We have a new campus in Jefferson Township, which is like a learning naturally environment. Anyone could go there for a semester, for a year, but it's really to get students out of the traditional learning setting and into a more natural environment. There's a bridge that connects the entire campus together. It's set at the tops of the trees. So as you're walking throughout campus, you're kind of overlooking the entire facility, which is awesome. And then for any environmental science students, they can do research while they're there too. We're also one of 3 schools in the country to have a campus in China. Students will be hopefully visiting back very soon, but this campus is a Kean campus. So that's the same tuition and fees. It's English based. All of your programs and classes are offered there. And the best part is you can get global internships while you're there to help diversify your resume before you graduate. And then we have our School of Online Learning, which is established about 6 years ago, which was a big help during the pandemic as we really just transitioned all of our classes to a remote platform that we already had established. But we have programs that are offered full-time, completely remote at the bachelor's level as well as the graduate level. We have a ton of programs to get involved with on campus, over 170 clubs, student organizations, honor societies, 33 fraternities and sororities, 14 Division III athletic programs. We also have 7 residence halls on campus. That's Cougar Hall. It's our newest residence hall. It has amazing amenities within all of our residence halls, 24-hour computer labs, free washers and dryers, screening rooms, and also tutoring within the residence halls. We've added a lot of new restaurants to campus too. Starbucks, we have 4 now on campus, Smashburger, Jersey Mike's, Annie Ann's, just to name a few. Applying to campus is pretty easy. We have our application on our website or Common App. We're test optional, so students can mainly submit their high school transcript. If you have test scores, letters of recommendation, those are also recommended but are not required. For programs such as design, architecture, fine arts, music and theater, there's also a portfolio or an audition requirement. You can also take the promo code there to get your application fee waived on our website application. We also offer a lot of different financial aid and scholarships. We also have exclusive grants and scholarships that were developed for students with low income, but also those that were affected by COVID-19. We also offer different areas of scholarships from the merit application. So this is based on your GPA from high school, ranging from 1,000 to full and state tuition and fees. Our deadlines, we have early action, which is January 15th. If you get your application in before then, you'll also qualify for our early action one-time award, which is $500 or a laptop. And then if you get any additional merit scholarship, that's stackable. And for out-of-state students, if you are applying to, oh, I'm sorry, this is Freehold, no out-of-state, but there's an out-of-state residency scholarship as well. And full-time tuition and fees, our tuition's around $12,500 for the year, with housing and a meal plans around $26,000 a year. Definitely stay connected with us. We have a virtual open house on May 2nd coming up. So that way you can meet more faculty, advisors, and other students within the program. But you can also visit our website, and there's our information once again. Thank you.
Greg, thanks so much to you and Kean University. Holy cow, we've just heard from 3 great institutions, but we still have 3 to go. So audience, feel free to put those questions in the Q&A at any point, and make sure you note which college you're directing your question to. So Caitlin, I'd love to turn things over to you and New Jersey Institute of Technology. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Thanks, Courtney. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. My name is Caitlin Kean. I'm one of the admission recruiters here in the Office of Admission at NJIT, and I work with students coming from the central and southern New Jersey areas. So I'll be working with you in the next upcoming years in terms of your application process and any questions you have about NJIT. Just a little bit about NJIT, because I know we have about 6 minutes. We were founded in 1881 as the Newark Technical School, and then we started to expand into a lot of different interests and things. So in 1975, we formally changed our name to the New Jersey Institute of Technology. We have over 128 programs, starting from the bachelor's level all the way up to the graduate and doctorate levels. In terms of student population, we're about in total 11,800 students. And then undergrad, it's probably correct. We are an R1 research institution. We are at the highest level in terms of doing research on campus. We do millions of dollars of research every year. We're one of 3 schools in the state of New Jersey to be at the R1 level. In terms of athletics, we are Division I. And part of American fully accredited programs by the respective accrediting committees. Our average class size is about 25 with a student to faculty ratio of 17:1. So you're going to have the opportunities to really interact with not only your classmates, with your professor, and you're going to get really interested in whatever industry you are interested in. And in terms of location, I'll talk a little bit about that more in a second. We are in Newark, but we're about 20 minutes away by train to New York City. So again, where are we located? We are in the section of Newark called University Heights. It's a very college and university heavy section from down the street from the community college, and a couple blocks away from both 2 law schools, the School of Dentistry and the medical school. And then in the city of Newark itself, we have a lot going on. We have Branch Brook Park, for example, which has the largest population of cherry blossoms. A lot of people think it's DC, but it's us in New Jersey. We have Audible by Amazon, as well as other major companies based out of Newark as well. And 30,000 students call University Heights their home. In terms of our programs, we are known for engineering, but we also have architecture, various design programs, including digital design, industrial design, and interior design. We have business, computer science is our overall most popular major, and we've also accelerated path programs with respective partner schools in medicine, physical therapy, physical assistant, dentistry, optometry, and law. We also have some brand new majors that we're really proud about. We have cyber psychology, data science, forensic science, and financial technology. As much as we want for you to do well inside the classroom, it's important to grow as a student, as a student leader outside of the classroom. So we have over 140 clubs for you to be a part of. In terms of our mascot, we are the Highlanders. We are one of 4 schools in the country to be the Highlanders, and in my opinion, the other 3 schools don't matter. And again, as much as we want for you to be at NJIT and do really well, we want you to be successful after NJIT. 90% of our students find jobs within 1 year of graduating, with the average starting salary of $65,000, which is $11,000 more than the average student graduating with their bachelor's degree nationwide. And I can talk about how much I love about NJIT, but this is what other people are saying about us. We are ranked in the top national universities in 2020 by US News World and Report. We are ranked #1 for student upward mobility by Forbes.com. Again, ranked in R1 in terms of research. We're in the top 25 colleges where graduates earn 6-figure salaries. And my favorite statistic is that we're in the top 2% for return on investment, meaning your time, your effort, what you put into your time at NJIT, you are going to earn that back. So the tuition and cost of breakdown, we are a public state university, so we have both in-state and out-of-state tuition. There are different ways to earn aid. We have both merit-based and need-based aid. Need-based aid is a matter of filing the FAFSA. Merit-based aid is just based on your merit and how well you've done in school. The application process that we would love to apply, we would love to have you apply. We're only on the Coblin application. For the fall 2022 students, we are going to be test optional. However, the honors program will require SAT or ACT scores. The average students SAT for not this past year, but the year before, their average SAT was about a 1292, and average GPA was a 3.6 on a 4.0 scale. If you are interested in applying for the Honors College, their average accepted student had about a 1500 average SAT with a 3.9 GPA. And if you have any questions after the presentation, my name is Caitlin Kean. I am one of the admission counselors here, like I said. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I love to talk to students and families. And we would love to see you on campus, whether it is virtually or in person. We are offering varying type of events. So please be sure to visit njit.edu/visit. And that's just our additional information. And I'll put my information in the questions and stuff too. But I see Courtney, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen.
Caitlin, thank you so much to you and New Jersey Institute of Technology. Next up, I'd like to introduce to you Stevens Institute of Technology. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I'm going to start my timer. My name is Brianne. I'm one of the assistant directors for undergraduate admission here at Stevens. My pronouns are she, her, and I recruit all students from Monmouth County and who attend a high school at Monmouth County. Today's presentation about Stevens goes over a few things, just academics, student life, outcomes, the application process, and then my contact information will be at the end. One thing that I want to note going into the next slide is our location. And as you can see from the top right-hand photo, we are very close to New York City and we are in beautiful Hoboken, New Jersey. If you are not familiar with Hoboken, New Jersey, it is a 1 square mile city, home to Frank Sinatra, Carlos Bakery with Buddy, the baker, and a slice of pizza that's bigger than a newborn baby. Yes, you did hear me correctly. So who are we at Stevens? We were founded back in 1870 by the Stevens family, and they were known as the first family of inventors. It is our 151st year of being an institution, and we were able to celebrate that big 150 prior to the pandemic. Just some fast facts that I do want to share is that our undergraduate population is about 3,600 students with an average class size of about 25 students and a 12-to-1 student faculty ratio. We offer 34 undergraduate academic programs that are all listed on the next slides, as well as the option to do an accelerated master's program. So in 5 years, you can complete 2 degrees, which is a very popular option for students. And we do also offer PhD programs. Some other information on this slide that I'll talk about a little bit later is that we maintain 2 national research centers of excellence on our campus, and our average starting salary for the most recent class, our class of 2020, was $77,000. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go through all of our majors here, but as I mentioned, we do have 34 undergraduate programs. At this time, the most popular program for admission and the largest program on campus is computer science. What the Stevens family was really known for was bringing mechanical engineering to the forefront of higher education. We were one of the first schools in the nation to have that program. But as you can see, we do have programs outside of engineering and computer science, as we offer business, the sciences, and humanities and arts as well. And one last thing I do want to note is that you can come in undecided for anything in the sciences, business, humanities and the arts, or engineering. So the only program you cannot come in undecided for would be computer science or cybersecurity. A little bit about what's going on campus. There's a lot. We have about 120 different student organizations. So there's always something to do. 25 Division III sports. So if you are looking to play at the D3 level, we do have athletics as well as club, intramural, and recreational sports. We also have Greek life. A lot of people don't know this, but about a third of our students do participate in Greek life. If you are a fellow thespian just like me and perform in high school, then you may want to check out Stevens Dramatic Society, where we produce 50 live shows each year. Some of our annual traditions and events are actually featured on this screen. On the top left-hand corner, that's Tech Fest, a concert that we have each year where we invite a different performer to our campus. In years past, Jesse McCartney and the Chainsmokers have come. Just a fun fact that I like to share about Stevens is that we actually have a bowling alley on our campus. And a lot of people don't know this, but it's the only bowling alley in Hoboken, New Jersey. Certainly hard to be bored in the Hoboken area. There is a lot to do. And we are also just minutes away from New York City. Our location is certainly a huge part of the student experience, and a very well-rounded experience here at Stevens does include industry experience. We really want our students to get out of the classroom and really go into their industry and gain that professional experience. So just a little bit about what our students are doing. About 40% of our students participate in internships, 30% in our cooperative education or co-op program. Now, the reason why the co-op program is slightly less is because the co-op program is only for engineering, computer science, and cybersecurity students. There's certainly no shortage of research. As I mentioned earlier, we actually do maintain 2 national research centers of excellence, and about 10% of our students do study abroad. All students are given a career advisor before even stepping foot onto campus. And just 2 things I like to note on the screen is that we rank 15th in the nation overall for return on investment for students, and 96% of our students for the class of 2019 had a job within 6 months of graduation. Briefly, I'll just highlight our application process. I did write this in the chat earlier, but our application will open up on August 1st via the Common Application. This does include your essay. We do need an official high school transcript and 2 letters of recommendation, only 2, from a high school guidance counselor and 1 teacher. We will be test optional for fall 2022. So if you are a junior here today, this will apply to you. Freshmen and sophomores, I'm so sorry, but I don't know yet if we will be test optional, but we were test optional for fall 2021, and we will be continuing it for fall 2022 to the extent possible. There are 2 programs that require an SAT or ACT, which are 2 accelerated programs, accelerated pre-med and accelerated pre-law. Just to go over our deadlines, we have 3: early decision 1, early decision 2, and regular decision. Early decision is a binding agreement. Stevens should be by far your number 1 choice, and you should be ready to commit on all fronts, including the financial aspect, if you are interested in early decision. Regular decision is non-binding. You can apply to as many schools as you want, and you can see the difference in deadlines of when we would need your application. Lastly, we do review all students for merit-based aid at the time of admission based off the strength of their individual application within the entirety of applications we do get. But we do also want the FAFSA and CSS profile for any need-based aid. I have about 30 seconds left, but I don't just want to know if you want to take a picture of this screen. I read and recruit all applications from Monmouth County. So if you are a junior here today, I will read your application next year. So feel free to take down my email and my phone number. Thank you all for your time, and hopefully you learned something new about Stevens. Thanks, everyone.
Brianne, thanks so much to you and Stevens Institute of Technology. Our final presentation tonight will be from Ursinus College. Take it away whenever you're ready, Doug.
All right, can everybody see and hear that? Well, hear me and see the screen all right?
Yep.
All right, thanks, Courtney. So, good evening, everybody. My name is Douglas Ulrich. I am one of the senior assistant directors here at Ursinus College, and sometimes I get asked the question of how do you say it. So we made it the very first slide, but let's jump into things. So Ursinus College is located about 25 miles away from the great city of Philadelphia. Depending on traffic, it takes anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour to get there. We're a smaller institution. We only have about 1,500 students, but we do sit on 170 acres. A lot of open space, but also a lot of architecture that has been coming up over the last I want to say 2 to 3 years. Over that span, we have reinvested into our buildings about $37 million or $34 million, I'd say. It's been a $27 million innovation and discovery center that's really geared towards entrepreneurial studies and also our physical sciences. So we have a pretty big, as you will see, program for biology, and then also anybody wanting to go into pre-med. And then we just opened up a $7 million student center as well. You'll notice as we jump around these squares a little bit, we are one of 44 colleges that change lives, or better known as the CTCL. So what that kind of talks about are these colleges that are across the country that maybe don't have that big name feel, right? But offer that transformative education. So initially, that was written back in the early 2000s, and there were only 38 colleges around the country. Now there are 44, and we have been in every single edition of that. You'll also notice that though we are a smaller institution, about 94% of our students do live on campus. This is not a commuter college. This is not a suitcase school. If students are coming to Ursinus, they are traditionally staying on campus. You will see, jumping back to academics, our top 5 majors over the past few years have been biology, applied economics/business, health and exercise physiology, psychology, and then media and communication studies kind of rounds out that bottom 5. Now, though those are the top 5, we are a top 100 liberal arts institution as ranked by U.S. News and Report. So each and every program that you intend on studying is held to the same academic standard. And you have about 60 different programs that you can choose from. You have about 30 majors and 30 minors. And the beautiful thing about Ursinus and being a liberal arts institution is that we kind of want you guys to follow your passions and turn those passions into professions. So about 80% of our students are either going to double major or attach a minor to their major program of study. Moving along, how do we kind of make all of these things happen? I'm not going to get too much into the application process to be cognizant of time, but moving right to the financial aid aspect, about 99% of our students do receive some sort of financial aid. Our scholarships will range between $21,000 all the way up to $40,000. And then for you guys who are doing some special things, whether it's in the community, whether it's leadership, whether it's volunteerism, whatever it may be, we do offer specialty scholarships that range between $5,000 to $10,000 that can be stacked on top of your merit-based aid. Now, bringing that all together, what makes us the top 100 liberal arts college, what makes us a CTCL school, it's kind of our curriculum. You know, we're talking about a lot of things academically, but what happens in the classroom? It's a very dialogue-based kind of conversation. We don't want you guys just to sit in the back of the classroom and read a bunch of theory in the textbook. We do ask you these questions as soon as you get to Ursinus of what should matter to me, how should we live together, how can we understand the world, and what will I do? And those are some pretty big questions, right? Well, we don't anticipate that you're going to have the answers to those questions immediately, but we just want you to start to think a little bit outside of your comfort zone. Everybody comes from a little bit of a different background. So understanding how to bring these questions together helps you solve some pretty complex issues that are in the world and come up with some common solutions. Now, moving right along from academics, obviously we have a lot of things that are on that 170-acre campus. We are participants in the Centennial Conference in NCAA Division III with 25 different varsity athletic teams. There's also over 100 clubs and organizations on campus. And of course, there's going to be ebbs and flows every year, depending on what the students want to bring onto campus. We have everything from Greek life to a cappella groups, mock trial, outdoor clubs, intramural sports, you name it, we most likely have it. And if there's something that you want and we don't have it, it only takes you about 8 other students to start a club here at Ursinus. Now, what all those things lead to are some amazing outcomes. About 87% of our students are staying on campus after their freshman year, and this is traditionally where you're going to see most of your students decide, is this a school for me? Do I want to go somewhere else? So we are, I believe, I think the national average is somewhere in the 70s. So we're doing a pretty good job of keeping our students here on campus. But also when you guys get here, we don't waste your time. We want you to have so much more than just a piece of paper. So we're going to jump down real quick to that 100%. But you're required to do some sort of hands-on experience at Ursinus. When you're looking at other schools, just know that they're going to say, well, you have the opportunity to do an internship. You have the opportunity to do some research. But here at Ursinus, you have to do one of 6 things. It's an internship, study abroad, student teaching, civic engagement, a creative project, or an internship or research. I forget which one I said, but anywho, there's 6 options that you have to choose from. Most of our students are going to do 2 or 3. Also, being 45 minutes away from Philadelphia, we give students the opportunity to live in Philly for the semester, do a co-op down there, so get some real world experience. And then at night, they will take classes that are taught by either Ursinus professors or Drexel University professors. So when we bring all of that together, that leads to an amazing job placement rate of just under 95% within 6 months of graduation. So again, I want to be highly cognizant of time. I'm going to put a little form in the chat box below if you guys want some more information on Ursinus. We are open for visits. You can see that ursinus.edu/visit. There's a multitude of ways to do that. But if you do want more information, please take a moment just to fill out the form that I'm going to put in the chat box in just a moment.
Douglas, thanks so much to you and Ursinus College. Wow. Now I am going to ask all of our presenters to go ahead and turn back on their cameras. They are experts in the college admissions process and the college search process. And so I'm going to ask them to share some of their expertise with you all. So we'll go round robin in the same order that you presented in originally. What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll start with Universal Technical Institute up first.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it's important for everybody when making these types of decisions to definitely do your research and be able to really understand, what you want to do with your future. Do some self-evaluation, think about what you like to do and where your interests are. Can you turn that into a career? Well, what you go to school for ultimately put you in a position to enjoy your job. If you can love your job every day, that's a great thing. And that's what we're all trying to do. And then make sure you find the right school to help you get there.
Anisha, I think you're up next.
So I would definitely, kind of going off of what Mark said, yeah, definitely think about what you want to do. Go through, every school's website that you're interested in, really look through what major you want to do and what career you can get out of that. And don't be afraid to reach out. We all had our emails up. Don't be scared. I know a lot of students sometimes will be like, sorry to bother you. You're not bothering us. Reach out if you have any questions. We can put you in contact with whoever you want to talk to if it's about specifics. And don't worry if you're not sure. You don't have to know now, I'm going to be an engineer or a teacher. It's fine. College is about exploring and figuring out what you want to do. So take your time, start doing your research, and definitely reach out if you have any questions.
Definitely agree with Mark and Anisha. I would say that the only piece of advice I would give is just to do some exploring of your own on the websites of each of the institutions that you're looking into, especially during a time like now where maybe getting to schools may not be as easy. As schools are opening up, you heard some schools are offering tours. Try to do as much research on the website as you can, see what type of community they have and how you could fit in there for your home for the next 4 years.
I agree with Greg as well. You definitely want to find a college that you can call your home for the next 4 years. So, try to visit campus as much as possible, or if anybody has any virtual information sessions, to really get to know the school before you make your decision, because right when you visit campus, you'll have that feeling of home.
Okay, so great question. A few things, like everyone's saying, we're in a unique situation where you can view so many schools from the comfort of your home. So definitely do your research. I think in terms of be honest with yourself and be honest with what you're interested in and share with that with your counselors, because we're here to help and your school counselors are here to help too. If you're going into something STEM related like engineering or computer science, I highly encourage you to take pre-calc or calculus as a high school student, as well as maybe considering taking physics as well. So those are my big things. If you're even remotely thinking science, if you're not even sure, just take the pre-calc. It's gonna.
I agree with everything that's been said so far. I think I would definitely recommend being open-minded. A lot of the schools here today are from New Jersey, but there are so many other schools outside the state of New Jersey. You may have never learned anything about Douglas's school prior to tonight, and now you can leave knowing some more information. So I think knowing that there is a lot out there, and when you go to these events, certainly sign up for other schools that you may not have heard of before, because you can find something at a school that may be in the middle of the country, who knows? But I think that it's super important to be open-minded and, keep your network wide.
So I don't want to say I'm too redundant, but yes, I think we all agree. We've all been on a lot of these panels together, but I just want to reiterate something that Anisha said. Get to know us. That's why we do these things. I know that sometimes it comes off a little bit daunting, especially when you see some of the names of schools of oh, that's a pretty prestigious school. I don't want to reach out to them. I'm a little nervous. Guys, we're real people. This is real. This is live. We're just on the other side of the laptop. Get to know us. It's literally our job. Don't worry about emailing us or texting us, because I know that we do an awful lot of it. And sometimes it's a little bit too much, but we just want to make sure that we're getting the information out to you. And then I think Gregory and Kerry had also said this too, but visit the campuses. You guys have so many colleges that are around you, whether it's in the Philadelphia area, right across the bridge, or in the Jersey area. Go visit a big state, a small state, a big private, a small private, because you might want to go to that Rutgers or that Rowan's or wherever it may be, and then get on campus and go, I don't really like this. So go visit those other schools and just get a feel. That gut feeling is going to tell you a lot. Trust your intuition on that. So get to know us and get your feet on the campus if you can. If not, do the virtual thing and go from there.
I know our panelists are feverishly answering the questions in the chat, and if they don't get back to you, it could be that they are just doing it as fast as they can. And so reach out to them individually if you weren't able to get your question answered tonight via the Q&A. I will also add, just have some fun. This college search process should be a lot of fun to take a deep breath. You've totally got this, and there's lots of people to support you along the way. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you close out, there'll be a quick 4-question survey. We hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. And the recording of this session will be available at strivescan.com/FRHSD. Best wishes, everyone, for a great college search process. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.